And just like that, Melbourne Frocktails 2025 is finished. If you'd like to see some photos, and I'll talk you through the dress I'm wearing, stay tuned. Hello everyone and welcome. I'm Deb and this is DB Designs and Sewing Australia. Welcome to all my subscribers and welcome to anybody who is new. I've come to talk to you about Melbourne Frocktails. We had a wonderful night. I will pop in lots of photos. They mainly belong to other people. I think I got my phone out once to take photos. That was it. Not really big on photography. And I'll put some video in that you'll see was actually taken in my house. Even though we did stay in a motel for the Saturday night and the Sunday night. About an 8-minute drive from the venue, which we could have walked up and caught the tram if it wasn't teeming rain the whole of Saturday. So the weather was appalling. So I changed my mind about what shoes I would wear and ended up going with long black boots to try and protect my feet from there's nowhere to cross the road because it's flooded everywhere. I had a wonderful night. It was so good catching up with everybody. Some people that I only see at Frocktails. So that was really, really good. I'll pop in any photos that I've got, but I'm sure these are the people that I was with on the night. We'll have photos and we'll do either YouTube or Instagram, and I'll try and put their handles in the description so it's easy for you to follow them. Who was there? Kristen from the Dahlia Society with her gorgeous daughters, twin daughters, Charlotte and Eliza, and they looked stunning. Those girls just looked beautiful. Kiwi Aussie Linda, who I've seen at every Frocktails. This was my third Frocktails, and I'll put Linda's handle in because she's on Instagram. She's a lovely girl. Katrina from Create Something Pretty. Now I've met up with Katrina other than Frocktails, but this was Katrina's second Frocktails, and she looked lovely. Her dress was beautiful. It's a lovely fabric. And so Sarah sewed. I caught up with Sarah, and she was looking stunning on the night. She also had beautiful fabric. Beautiful. And Micah from My Design with her team. So she brought 3 girls from her team with her, and it was lovely to see her. And Amy from Amy of Melbourne, I didn't get to catch up and talk to her, but I did wave to her across the room when I saw her. So she looked stunning, and she had like an under bustier thing on. I'm sure she'll put lots of photos in. Really, really good. And I met up with Irene. Now, Irene, Instagram is Bonnie's Lass. And Irene went to Adelaide Frocktails also. So she's been flitting her way around Australia, catching up with everybody she knows from Instagram and YouTube. So it was lovely to meet you, Irene. And so many more people. Some people I can't remember what their names are. And I think Jen from Stitches by Jen. Caught up with her. But we had a great night, really good. It was actually a really good venue. It was 450 attendees, which is quite a few. And I was thinking, and my husband and I had gone to the pub for lunch, and we were talking to the girl, and I said, and at that stage, it was teeming rain and the roads were flooded. And I said, you know that we've got to be scanned in with barcode, so they're going to have to do it at a door where a lot of people can fit in because people cannot stand out in the rain. And she went, oh, I'll go and tell the manager. But when we got there, it was through the really big entrance, which is sort of got a big archway and tunnel that is well undercover and off the street. And there weren't that many people waiting to scan in. There were people waiting in there, but I think they were waiting for other people that they were going in with. So that was good. Nobody got wet. So that was good organisation. There was no queuing up at the bar. They had lots of staff on. So it was really very well organised, well done to the ladies who organise Melbourne Frocktails. It was a great event. Now, what did I wear? Well, this is the bag I made to match my dress. And I've got a little masquerade mask. And I managed to get a zip in magenta. Oh, look, there's my ticket. And I said to people at the door, are you scanning off your phone or are you old school and have a printout? Because I do a printout because I thought I'd have to search through my phone, and what if I can't get it to come up? My kids just roll their eyes, but, you know, old people like to have things printed out. And even when we went to the races the other day, I had everyone's tickets printed out. And that way I could give it to them. If they needed to leave the venue and get back in, then they'd be able to because they've got their own ticket on them. So I just made up this bag. Let's see, it's still got a pen in it. Because originally I was going to make a clasp bag, but after my last adventure, I thought I would give that clasp to my older sister with some fabric that I want a bag in and get her to make it for me. So I just made a soft padded bag. It's actually got fleece wadding in it, and just made a strap so that you could wear it as a crossbody bag, but I could actually wear it as a shoulder bag because the sleeves on my dress were so big the bag never slipped off. So let's have a look at the dress. The dress is, and I'll put some photos in to cover me who's not even in the picture. The dress is the Fredy Wrap Dress. Check out those sleeves, and these sleeves have got no header in them. The fabric, because it's a jacquard, is so structured, those sleeves are just holding their own. And with the belt, I didn't have to tie a knot. That is only singly tied. But because the fabric's so stiff, I didn't need to tie a knot, which was great. Now, the other thing I did do was I put horsehair braid in the hem. I'll take this off so we can see it. Just pop over there. So as I said, horsehair braid in the hem. And there's a certain technique you use for using horsehair braid. Now, it's actually not made out of horsehair these days. It's made out of nylon, really. I'll show you. So this is what it looks like. It looks meshy, but it's, oh, that just pulled off that pin. It's like it's got a bias. You can make it do things. It is really a great product. I've used it a lot before because I do wedding dresses. So this is a roll I've got of the white. And you can get it in all different widths. And this looks like some I have taken off. Yeah, this is one I've taken off a wedding dress when the person didn't want it. And what it does, it just adds so much body to the hem. And I was going to then hand sew it down to the brocade, but in the end I just machine stitched it in navy thread, and you can't tell. And the other chart, so with the hem done, of course it's fully lined. With the hem done, when I tried it on, like, it fitted perfectly, it looked really good, but the front, because you tie the belt around, was sort of getting bunched up. So I thought, I'm just going to pop a couple of inverted pleats into the front section. So when we look at the dress at the front, here and here, because remember it's a princess seam dress, I just put those pleats in, made sure I could still easily get it over my head, knowing that I would have done my makeup before I put my dress on. And that worked really, really well. It just meant when I tied the wrap around the front, it was where I wanted it to be, and I didn't have to fiddle around with it. In the linen ones, it's not an issue because it's easier to get the linen where you want it. And I must say, with this dress, once it's on and you've tied the belt, it doesn't move. Even the teal coloured one, which has only got lining to like under the bust here, that does not move, because I wondered if that would start to come up above my bust when I moved around, but it doesn't. It's really, really good. So I didn't put any pleats on the back. So all in all, very happy with the dress, very happy with how the hem looked. So it really splayed out. And as I said, I did not need to put any header or anything in the sleeves. Now it's quite a gathered sleeve in the Fredy Wrap Dress. There is a sleeveless version you can do of that, but you get a really, in this fabric, you get a really great puff on that sleeve. Now I did extend the sleeve when I made the one for the races in the Johanna Ralph floral linen. I made the short puff sleeve, and this time I thought I sort of want it to be nearly to my elbow, and so it goes nearly to my elbow but not onto my elbow, not into the joint. So really happy with it. I think if I make another linen one, probably will, I will also extend that sleeve down. My teal one's got long sleeves, so they're cuff length or bracelet length. But really, really happy with the dress. Now, I made it ages ago. I was just looking at my book, and I made it in September, which can sometimes be a bit of an issue when you make things really early, because you start to second guess yourself and think, is this good enough to wear? Should I be wearing this? Should I find something else? Should I make something else? But I was happy with this from the get-go, and really quick and easy to make up. I top stitched down this part because the brocade being so stiff, I considered understitching it, and then I thought, no, you can't even see the stitching on it hardly, so I didn't worry about it. I top stitched that lining down because the worst thing that can happen to you is your lining pop out. But in hindsight, the lining would not have come out because you've got the belt around you and it's holding the lining down. The lining is just it's actually a navy blue silk taffeta. And it was on really big sale when I bought it at Spotlight. And so it's not your usual Bem silk or polyester lining. It's just a little bit better quality than that, and it actually feels really, really nice. So no lining in the sleeves, just elastic in the sleeves. So I make up the dress and stitch the lining in, top stitch the lining down on the neck. I hadn't done the little pleats in the front until after I did the sleeves. And then I sew about 6 or 8 mil away from the edge of the sleeves to hold the lining in while I sew the sleeves in. And then just gathered up the sleeves and sewed them in. So it's actually a really fast dress. It has top stitch. Now you could choose to do the top stitching or not. So you can see it's got top stitching all the way down each of the princess seams. And this pattern is so nice. I have considered that I could make a really fitted dress in this pattern and not have the belt, or do a different type of belt that's got like a buckle, like a separate belt. Because I really like the neckline and I really like the style line of it. Just by making those princess seams really fit, you could easily turn this into a fitted dress without it having all the gathering around the waist, or pleating, or whatever you like to call it. I know that's what makes this dress, but I think it's quite a versatile pattern and you could easily adapt it to a different dress. Yes, the back is cut on the fold. So the back's cut on the fold, the front's cut on the fold, but you could easily do a back zipper. I'm not much of one for side zippers. Side zippers can be really invisible, but I find them harder to do up because you've got to twist your body around. So I do prefer a back zipper. Someone else can do that up for you. Or in fact, most of the time I can do it up myself. That's the dress I wore to Frocktails. So then on Sunday, my sister and her husband came into the city. We went and had lunch, so we had a lovely day. The weather was still raining and then sunny for a minute, and typical Melbourne weather really. And then on the Monday, we headed off back home, and now we're home again. So it's all over in a flash. But really happy with my dress, had a wonderful time. It was great catching up with so many people, and people just looked spectacular. I'm sure, I don't think it's on there yet, but I'm sure Instagram will be full of Melbourne Frocktails 2025 photos before we know it. I haven't seen any of the professional photos. I didn't line up because by the time I was going to line up, the queue was like really, really long. I did get Neil to take some photos of me in the motel room, and don't quit your day job, Neil, but you won't be a photographer. Anyway, I did get some photos in a photo booth with Kristen and Linda. The other girls took photos, so I'm sure they will all come up on Instagram and YouTube before we know it. And so today's Wednesday, and we got home on Monday afternoon, and I didn't want to let the grass grow under my feet, so I have completed my lace pants. And I wasn't really going to do an invisible zip, but I did. I can't say it's the easiest zip I've had to get up, but I'll come back to you later and show you that. I'm just trying to figure out a top to wear / make with it. And I do think this gorgeous fabric, and I've got some more of this on the way. There was some remnants left of, and this is the Jardin Ornate Textured Cotton, and I've got a bit more of it coming. And I was going to do a tablecloth top with it, and then people were saying you should do the Nephilim blouse. The Nephilim blouse pattern, it's got a B cup or a CD cup, something like that. So it's got two separate size sets. And so I had it printed out AO, and of course I had the CD or whatever it is, D cup printed out. And the size doesn't go down small enough. It starts at like a 5. And even when I look at the B cup, I only need a 3. So I printed it out. It was only 28 pages and stuck that together yesterday. And so I've got a testing one that I'm going to do, and I'll see how that goes. I'm not sure if the neck's going to be too wide. I'm really glad I went for the size 3 because that's going to bring the neck in, but I'll have to see. I will see what it's like and let you know, because I don't want to use that pink texture cotton on something that I'm not going to wear a lot, because I do know that that colour is really going to suit me and will probably look really good with those crocheted pants. What am I wearing? I always forget. I'm wearing a yo-yo set by Stylark. So this has got a skirt, tights, boots. That's how cold it is in Melbourne. And I can never wear this top because it's too baggy. But I have got under it the assembly line oversized shirt. So I actually quite like this look. Pretty baggy look for me. But it's really comfortable and it's warm. Surprising how warm those knitted skirts are. It's quite long. It's just a couple of inches above my ankle. And I haven't got long boots on today, but I would often wear it with long boots. I've got a few of these yo-yo skirts. They're really, really good. The top I've never made again. And I think it's probably because of the band. This fabric does not have great recovery. This fabric was from Spotlight, so it wasn't really expensive. Doesn't have ultra great recovery, but happy to wear it around home. I do have to go down to the supermarket. That's all from me today. Hopefully I'll come back to you with my crocheted pants and whatever top I've made that even slightly goes with it. I mean, I've probably got heaps of things in my wardrobe that go with it. But, you know, it's very boho crocheted pants. So I sort of wanted a boho-ish top. And I think the Nethylene blouse can fit that description. But I am doing a tester in some leftover linen. It doesn't take actually very much fabric, considering it's got quite a decent sleeve on it. It doesn't take all that much fabric. And so I'll give that one a go, do the 2 alterations I've got to do, and maybe do some washing. That'd always be novel, because I know it's freezing, but the sun is out. So we have a rotary clothesline, so our clothes get dry. And it's out in the middle of the sun. Anyway, everybody have a fabulous week. Hopefully I will come back to you soon with my crocheted pants and a top. I will talk to you all soon. Bye.